We're doing all right. Hello, everybody. We are live from the apocalypse. You have now been included into my Red Bull drinking habits, but now we can talk about the rest of the stream. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said, we are live from the apocalypse. We raise money for nonprofits, aid organizations, and other charitable causes by playing tabletop role-playing games live, like the ones you're tuned in to watch tonight. Typically, we would be raising money for the First Nations Development Institute, but unique to tonight's stream, we are actually raising money for the Campaign for Southern Equality. They are doing a lot of fantastic work fighting a lot of the transphobic bills that are being passed all across the South, and they just recently, and I didn't even know about this when I picked them, have started a Southern Trans Youth Emergency Fund that is specifically designed to provide support to trans youth and families impacted by healthcare bans across the South. So that is phenomenal. So any donations you make tonight will go to them. All you have to do is type ! Donate in the chat, and it'll pop up with a little bot that will post the donation link. When you do so, not only will it benefit a great cause, but it will also benefit our players. There's a mechanic in the system called glitches that allow them to reroll, maximize their damage, lower damage. They start with very few of those, and they are all very squishy. So every donation you make gives them another glitch that they can use to not die, which is super great. So please donate because it's a good cause, but also donate to keep our players alive. We also have channel points. You unlock those without subscribing, and they can use various emotes that will appear during the stream. I'm sure at least a few will show up throughout this one tonight. Outside of that, the premise for this stream, there is one right now. The metaphors for this stream based on appearance, color coding, name are not subtle, but this stream is a unique one-off. It's very special to me and everyone who's involved in it. We'll be using the Wolves at the Gate and Cyborg system and playing body mod advocates, doing everything in their power to stop a horrific anti-body mod bills from going into play. If that sounds familiar at all, don't worry about it. I will let my fantastic cast go around and introduce themselves, and we'll go from left to right. So, Artemis, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Oh, okay. I didn't want to go first. Hi, I'm Artemis. I do TTRPG stuff. My girlfriend, Neva, is also here. We make battle maps with accompanying musical soundscapes for you to use in your own home games or even your streams and shows. So you can find us at Roll for Music on Patreon, on Twitter, all of those things. And that's about it for me. Yay, hi.
And I forgot to warn you of this. Can you also tell us a little bit about your character?
Oh, yes.
Just name and some description, some of those maybe fun tidbits about them.
Tonight I am playing Nocturne, a non-binary person who has been infected with a virus of sorts, like a computer virus, and they are here to fuck some shit up.
That will probably be a recurring pattern across all our characters.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to clue everyone in on the stream about the details of Session Zero.
That down, dude.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for the donation already.
For the big boy.
That is awesome. So, cast, you can all add one to your glitches.
Yeah.
There is nothing more punk than donating to help people.
Yeah, mutual aid is 100%. So, next up, we've got Neva. Neva, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
Hello, I am Neva. I use she, her pronouns. I am also part of Roll for Music. I'm a musician, play bass and guitar and that fun stuff. And most of my free time is just kind of just chilling, listening to lo-fi, maybe making some lo-fi music here and there. Just kind of relaxing. Let's see, my character. Her name is Riven. She is a orphaned gearhead, sort of like I almost want to feel like it's like an artificer, just love machinery, messing around with all kinds of stuff. I also have a little crawler bot that I've called Cerberus, and he follows me around when I'm riding on my old school motorcycle. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, next up, JD. Tell us about yourself and your character.
Yeah, Justin.
Hey, I'm JD.
Rip it, baby.
Thank you for the
Slop that
donation.
down, dude.
You all are amazing.
Dude,
Thank y'all
crack
so
one for the
much.
big
That is
boy.
fantastic. Everybody take another glitch.
Amazing.
Snap.
So yes, I am JD. You can often find me with so many things with Live from the Apocalypse. I am here several times a week, almost every week, and I am super excited for this game. I will be playing Vox tonight. He is a trans-mask individual who enjoys killing people. That is what he is here for. And he dresses in all black. Oh no, dogs are being killed. That's where we're at today.
He's the bad guy.
As long as it's on our cyber dogs, we need those.
As long as they're not our cyber dogs. Exactly. So yes, I am playing Vox. He wears basically a cult robe that is made of leather and is covered in LED lights and filament that is only activated when he is fighting, at which point they form sigils. He has numerous weapons, a bunch of cybernetic enhancements, and is here for blood, and it is going to be a very, very good time.
Perfect. And last up, Sarah, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
No. Hi, I'm Sarah. She, her pronouns. I am loosely affiliated with Live from the Apocalypse, but generally I am a free agent who is painting Warhammer and I read books. But tonight we are leaving all of that behind, and I am playing Freeboot, the burned hacker. She is a new goth who loves bright blue hair, and for her day-to-day income performs under the stage name of Cherenkov Blue, which, if you are unaware, is one, my favorite color, and two, a lovely phenomena of nuclear physics. Yes, I went there. But I'm a very explosive hacker, literally. I come packing thermite and grenades. And if I leave the session having any of those, well, then it's been a bad night.
Perfect. And then I am Liz.
Yeah,
I
Justin.
stream with Live from the Apocalypse.
Rip it,
Oh,
baby.
fantastic. Thank
Slop
you
that
all
down,
so much
dude.
again.
Yeah,
This is
dude,
incredible.
Crack one for the big boy.
Awesome. But yes, thank you all. I stream with Live from the Apocalypse pretty regularly. You can catch me usually in Missing Numbers, our Pokemon stream on every other Tuesday. Right now we've got the Madigans, which is Dresden Files, murder mystery, family drama, fun, every other Sunday. And then this game idea ripped itself out of my brain, much like the original idea for the Wolves of the Gate system did as well, because it's easier to do something than just be mad all day. So with that, I will give you all some of the details of the game. So our story starts in some amount of time distant future. It is a cyberpunk setting, and a group called the Sacred Body Movement is working to pass legislation to basically eliminate all body mods. So any sort of body modifications would be outlawed and banned and reclaimed, and no one would be allowed to exist with them, except for, as it always seems to be, high-ranking members of the Sacred Body who only use their body mods to allow themselves to maintain their divinely ordained body, but everyone else is not allowed to have them. There has been a rush to push through legislation that would happen. Unfortunately, a lot of the populace is kind of unaware of this coming legislation due to the recent release of a new VR experience based in nostalgia, kind of a throwback to the great ways times used to be, that's filled with all the modern advancements, but like all the classic whimsy of the world, that has got a lot of people hooked into it. And only the antibody or the body mod advocates knows that
rip it, baby.
Wow, thank y'all again. These donations are fantastic.
Yeah, dude,
Thank you so
crack
much.
one for the big boy.
But yes, in this VR system, only the body mod advocates have noted that, well, it seems to have all of the modern features except for body mods, which don't seem to be included. I think, except as we discussed, maybe one, example character, Maud Haverson, who is just in there for the hell of it. But otherwise, they basically just completely, for some reason, forgot to include these. And this new VR phenomenon, preying on nostalgia, has just kind of really caught the public's eye. And so no one's really paying attention to this legislation being forced through, except for luckily our protagonists, who have decided to make a line in the stand point that this is not happening. They will not have this taken away. This is important to who they are, and they're going to fight for it. And so with that in mind, we've been playing out the early versions of their raid using the Wolves at the Gate system. It's a system I designed which allows you to do basically multiple raids over time as a way of doing direct action to try and prevent some sort of government force from enacting some form of harm upon the populace. We've played out the first 2 days of our raids, which escalated very quickly. Our lovely group of heroes started their kind of action by attending a Sacred Body rally and attempting to sabotage it. There were attempts at revving motorcycles to overwhelm the speaker, sabotaging the wires with cyber claws, scaring off late attendees showing up to the rally. But what ended up being most successful was a little bit of stealth sabotage and heckling from Freeboot that kept throwing the speaker off their game.
Yeah, just
Once the rally had failed, our
baby.
cast decided
Slop
to
that down,
thank
dude.
y'all again.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
dude, crack one for the
I think by
big
my
boy.
count, that's 4 glitches for y'all. So make sure y'all are keeping track.
Yeah, just
have
fucking
fun.
rip
That
it,
makes you-
baby. Slop
Dude, Luthor
that
got
down,
another
dude.
one.
Yeah, dude, crack one for
I
the
That's
big
another
boy.
one.
I
totally
think that's
losing
another
track.
one. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. This is
Yay.
awesome. Wow. Incredible. Thank you all so much.
Hey, if you keep donating, we keep getting glitches. I don't think it'll be mathematically possible for us to fail, and that would be dope.
Yes, that is 100% accurate. Let's push for that. But yes, so we decided to escalate right after the rally. They decided that the speaker got off too easy, so they followed the head-speaking bigot back to their home and proceeded to burn it to the ground, take out their entire security team, and the speaker themselves barely escaped. And that led us to day 2, where they led concentrated strikes on 2 different propaganda outlets pushing anti-body mod propaganda, a media center where they were able to basically sabotage the broadcast and swap it for pro-body mod media, and a print media center where they weren't quite able to replace the media going out, but they did convince the entirety of the staff that they should just not work there anymore. And what do you know, that also works to stop propaganda magazines from going out. And then finally, with that being 2 relatively restrained sabotage actions, they decided to end off the night by heading to the security offices for the Hand, which is a lot of members of the Sacred Body use body metaphors for their different groups. The Hand is the kind of security or police force of the politicians and the Sacred Body movement. There's kind of an overlap there. And so they went to the security offices of a piece of the Hand and proceeded to destroy and tear their way through a whole bunch of security forces. So with that in mind, we go into day 3. Wolves at the Gate uses a pressure and tension system. The higher the pressure, the more you are likely to convince the people you want to stop from doing the thing to not do the thing. The higher the tension means the harder it is to successfully do that because they're more on guard. Our heroes have gotten the pressure up to an 8 and the tension up to a 6. We are going to play through a couple of days using the Wolves at the Gate system, and then we will shift into the group's final raid, which we will play out using Cyborg. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump on into it. It is day 3. You all ended the night with a intense but successful raid.
That's my bad.
That threw off the security, well, eliminated a portion of the hand security forces entirely. Going into day 3, of the remaining targets we've discussed, where are y'all aiming to continue your assaults on the sacred body?
I'm going to be honest. I forgot what was on our list.
Yeah, could
So,
you resend us the doc?
Yes, I can absolutely reshare the sheet. Give me just 1 second, and I will drop it in there. But I can read it out also as we're going, so that also the people in the chat know our options. Because hell, y'all have been donating like crazy. We're happy to listen. If anyone wants to throw in a particular place that we should target, I'm sure our cast will be happy to oblige.
Yes,
but
please
currently,
vote.
Just
Well, let's just
tell
say
me where
that
to stab.
Freeboot has set up like whatever a future Twitter equivalent is
we got
for
Twitter
their
poll
little
going.
movement. Yeah. And it's just like, where should we hit next?
That is perfect. So we've got body mod support centers. So for those who were not part of the session 0, what these are is places claiming to be pro body mod, but you go there and actually it ends up being a basically a thing trying to talk you out of it and document all your information for them to follow up on later. We've got the warehouses storing the wealth from all the sacred body organizations fundraising. We have the Sacred Body Meeting Cathedral, where they have their regular meetings for this, pseudo-religious, pseudo-political order. We've got munitions warehouses for the hand security forces, where they store their weaponry. We've got the castle, where they like to print out their fictional media propaganda, anti-body mod propaganda, stories about things like wizards, stuff like that. And lastly, we have the company who is hosting the VR experience that has distracted a lot of our populace, and their game servers as a potential target as well. So what are we thinking for day 3? We have 1 vote for take their guns, for the record.
Start off strong.
I mean, it's definitely, that's up there. That's up there.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
Reminder, because y'all ran into this problem yesterday, that when the higher intensity or higher security locations have the asterisks, which make them hard to overcome. So it may be better to target something like that earlier in the day versus when y'all were trying to, at the last minute, go for one of those kind of higher guarded locations on day 2, and it wasn't going to work out.
Well, then let's destroy their guns.
Let's take their guns.
We're going to go take their guns? Fantastic. So targeting the munitions warehouses for the hand, I think that is going to be we'll say that's a 1 asterisk, because you also literally just mowed down a good chunk of them, so I don't think they can probably rally as much forces to stop you. Is this a sabotage or a destruction mission?
So probably destruction, I feel like.
I mean, that is fair. I will just point out, sabotage can be taking them. So, it's either way it could be argued for.
Can we take what we can carry and then destroy anything we can't take with us?
I think that's fine. That makes sense. Like, take what you can load up and then destroy the rest. So then destruction is the goal?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we are focusing on destruction. So with the tension at a 6, and this being a single asterisk, there is 7 you'll have to account for before you start getting. And again, I should explain this for those listening at home. So Wolves at the Gate uses a dice pool system for their raids. So in that, our players are tagging their skills to explain how they're contributing to the raid. And for every skill that they tag, they usually get to add a die. But for every point of tension, or for every asterisk attached to higher security locations, that subtracts a die from the pool. In this case, with them being already at 6 tension and an asterisk, they have to tag at least 7 skills or ways of acting, and then from there on, any others they tag will add additional die they can use to roll to try and succeed on their raid. So what are you each trying to do to succeed on this raid on the munitions warehouse?
Well, the thing that immediately comes to my mind is to bust out my cyber deck and start hacking their comms so they can't adequately respond to our attack.
Okay, sabotaging comms. That definitely feels like knowledge.
Ooh, and we'll like play. I'll play some like classic music while they're doing it. Some like I don't know, like some Boy George, maybe some Elton John. Like just throw historically wonderful people at them.
Sounds fantastic. What does anyone else bring in?
I was actually thinking about using my drone suit to kind of scope the area and report back information to the rest of the group on the ideal way to like go in, where we can get some of the guns out at. I'm not sure if that would be knowledge or agility.
I think that would actually be presence or agility, and I think you could make a case for either. Oh, actually, no, it is tech, so you could make a case for knowledge too. So really, any of those, whichever you'd prefer.
I'm gonna do agility because I feel like that's the one I'm least likely to want to use again later.
Okay. Also remember that some of y'all will probably at least be using 2 for this one because you do have to get over 7. And then, JD, do you have something in mind, or Neva?
I was kind of thinking about while Freeboot is kind of like hacking their comms, I can go up to like the front desk area and just cause a massive distraction. Maybe get in a fight. Yeah, I might kind of accidentally punch somebody for talking to me sideways.
That sounds like you can make a case for both presence and might or strength. Sorry, words. Strength. Do you want to use one or both?
Let's go with. Ooh, I'll go strength for now. I'll figure out what JD is gonna do.
Okay. Also, fun fact, because this is just an inevitable thing at this point. Whenever I am the GM on a stream, my computer decides to hate me. So my Chrome browser is not working right now, but I can still hear you all, and presumably, oh, we're back. All right, cool. That's helpful. It is nice to have your stuff when you are running a game. So which stat were you using again? Sorry.
I am using strength, and I'm gonna wait and see what Vox is gonna do, and then I might add in something else.
Perfect. And yeah, Vox, what are you doing?
So I think given that everyone else is setting me up for this perfectly, I have to be the one who's going in to get the guns. And I think with that, I'm going to be using agility to sneak in, and then I'm probably going to be using strength to start fighting anyone who happens to be in there while Freeboot is distracting them with music.
Also, friendly reminder, because this only came up during one raid last time, that anytime you are directly putting yourself in the line of fire, toughness is a free tag that you can use. You just can't use it later. So for any of you that are going in, you also have that as an option on the table.
I might actually use that instead of
strength
in that case. I'll go with agility and toughness. And yeah, I would just like to mess some people up with my baseball bat.
Yep.
That is what I'm
Why
here
don't you
for.
tell our lovely viewers about your baseball bat? Because I very much enjoy your baseball bat.
I very much enjoy my baseball bat. I have a baseball bat, and it would look like a normal baseball bat, except for the fact that it's covered in wires, and I can hook it into a jack in my arm, and it goes electric.
That is sick as fuck.
It is incredible. There's a significant number of hand forces that would also tell you about that baseball bat, but they seem to be unable to anymore. So
shame.
It has already gotten its use. That has us up to 5 so far with what y'all have tagged. You still need 2 more to overcome the tension and the security on the place, and then any more after that add to our die pool. So do we have any other ideas on what you all might be doing throughout this raid to contribute?
What would I tag if I wanted to send my little crawler bot Cerberus with Vox to help him out.
That would be knowledge, because you
Knowledge,
use knowledge to dictate your robot. You want to tag
Yeah.
knowledge?
Yep. If anybody gets close to Vox, my Cerberus is gonna zap him. A little laser
Love to
turn.
see it.
I got your back.
All right, 6. One more to break even. Any more after that, add on to our pool. What else do we got?
I'm gonna throw
Um,
toughness in there because
Okay.
once I hacky, I'm going to roll in with Vox and just start blowing shit up.
Perfect. And that breaks us even. So now adding dice onto the pool for Nocturne. Sounds like you might have had something.
Yeah, I think I would like to use my Psychic Scalpels app to just help handle any enemies that we might be encountering, assisting Raven and Vox, and just when needed. And I'm not sure would see. I tagged agility already.
Mhm.
So I guess with Psychic Scalpels, because that's an app, would that be knowledge
That
or
would be.
presence? Knowledge? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that does put y'all up to 8. So right now you're getting to roll a single die. Is there anything else anyone wants to tag to add to your total?
I
I
can
will
throw.
also let y'all spin glitches. I thought about this. It's not in the rules, but it's a fine bleed over. If anyone wants to burn one of their glitches in advance to just add an extra die to your pool, you can also
Oh,
do
yeah.
that as well.
100%.
I mean, we all may as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're at what, 5 additional glitches at the moment on top of
I
our
think-
starting.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So, yeah, you got some to burn.
I still have 6 after this.
So, yeah. So if you're each piling on a glitch, that brings your total up for the die pool up to 5 dice. So why don't you each roll a d6, and I'll throw one in there as well, just to keep it all balanced, and we'll see what we get. I contributed a 3. I hope you all had a little bit better rolls. 2, 1. Uh-oh.
What about you, Artemis?
5.
Okay.
I don't mean to one up you here. What's 6?
Okay.
Yay.
That is good to know. All right, so we have a 2 and a 1 from those two, a 6, and a 5. So I think how that manifests, one, that's obviously going to be a success. But given where we saw the successes and failures kind of fall, I think that it sounds like Ribbon and Vox probably get pretty tied up and draw a lot of the forces. So y'all are working through them, but it's kind of taking up all your time and energy fighting this group off. Cerberus and Vox working their way through it. But that distraction does allow Nocturne and Freebot to do some serious damage, both with Psychic Scalpels, which I would love a description for how the Psychic Scalpels app manifests, if you don't mind, Artemis.
Oh yeah. So I'm picturing they're not actually scalpels. It's more like pieces of broken glass that spin through the air, and they hit specific targets and cause their eyes to bleed and their ears to ring. So I'm picturing that like it kind of starts digging in different parts, just like these pieces of flying glass out of nowhere, just targeting at them. They can't get away from it. It's kind of nasty. They deserve it.
Would you say you
Fantastic.
started blasting?
So I started blasting.
And for Freebot, you joined the fight, and I think obviously your contribution was worth it. What were you using in the fight?
Oh, I was using one of my strips of thermite and stacking up a bunch of ammunition to like make the biggest
Ooh.
boom possible.
Perfect. So there's where our destruction comes in.
Don't worry, there's more.
With that in mind, obviously, like I said, y'all succeed, which means that is going to be, it's a destruction, so you get 2 pressure from that, plus it had an additional asterisk, so y'all are up to an additional 3, bringing you to 11 pressure. You do add 2 tension for the destruction choice, so the tension goes up to an 8. But you are able to destroy the warehouse and salvage some supplies. So,
Hopefully, some more explosives.
so I was thinking on that, right? Because it's coming from a weapons supply place. This has got to be fun. So here's my thought, which is that you each can make the choice of rolling on the weapons table again, rolling 1d6 mags, or you said explosives, which came off of, I don't think they're included on the weapons table. They came off the extra stuff table.
Yeah,
Um,
Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it, baby.
Oh, thank you
Slop
so much
that
for the
down,
donation.
dude. Yeah, dude,
That
crack
is
one for the big boy.
incredible.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's
Holy shit.
what I thought. That said, amazing. Thank
Take
you
that.
so much.
Goal.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is.
know who you are, donator person, but I like you.
You are amazing.
That is Della, a member of the channel, and thank you so much, Della. That is
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I do
absolutely
like
amazing.
Della. Yeah, that's true. This tracks.
That is awesome. It's semantic differences, but I'm gonna say everyone take at least 2 glitches for that. That's pretty.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm trying to find a way to get you, the best way to get you some explosives in there is an option. So I'm just going to say that you can either roll on the weapons table, roll for mags, or just roll the 1d4 that you can roll for grenades to add on to grenades if anybody wants them.
Yes. More grenades? Yeah.
No, I don't want grenades, these things I love, and get 4 more of.
Hell yes.
Does anybody watch
I
Brooklyn
feel like I'm
Nine-Nine?
gonna have to mentally add more enemies to this like final raid that I had in mind, because I'm just like, I'm looking at how many grenades affect, and at a certain point, like I don't have enough enemies in this map to like account for all the grenades just by math.
I'm feeling like Captain Holt here, going all John Wicks.
We can definitely use some of these grenades to like completely demolish the turf castle.
That is a good use of that.
We gotta.
That is good use.
Let's wait until I have for the next day, so I have all my stats back. But like, we can set all sorts of fun, like John Wick and Nobody style traps for them.
So you do have your glitches still. So even if y'all start to max out, you can spin some glitches and still describe it as using one of your like things you have on hand for the narration. But with that in mind, let's move on. Oh, let's do our roll first. So who wants to roll? Who got the lowest? Box.
Yep.
So JD, go ahead and roll a d6 and just try and get over a 3 to see if y'all have enough time in the day to continue rating.
I got a 4.
That counts.
Hey.
So we have time in the day for another raid. So go ahead and tell me what y'all think y'all are rating next. We did have a vote in the chat for, let's see, there was, the cathedral.
Ooh.
So we have at least one vote for the cathedral. I also support destroying Turf Castle. So whatever y'all really want to do.
I am always down for some sacrilege.
Let's do the cathedral.
Yeah.
All right.
Do the cathedral today, and then tomorrow morning when we're all bright-eyed, we can hit the turf
This is
castle.
America. We don't do castles here.
Let's go to church. Sabotage or destruction.
Destruction.
I know I am as a game master legally obligated to ask, but I knew what everyone was gonna pick. And I think that one doesn't have an asterisk because who would dare burn a church, right? So they're not protecting it as heavily as they should be. So we've kick this around in session 0, but please, each of you, tell me a little detail about the Sacred Body Cathedral. What does it look like? Where is it at? Give me something to sink my mental teeth into about this place.
Definitely a mega church, and I'm guessing it's in Texas. And it's like
By
one of the
Texas.
really ridiculous mega churches where they have like people playing drums
Unlike the
and
normal
stuff
ones?
on like the
These are extra.
I feel
just-
like the actual like air quotes church part where they do congregation is like an 80,000 seat stadium.
Yep.
And so it's got those big giant TVs or hollow projectors or whatever. So that way the people in the cheap seats, because you clearly pay to go to this church, can still feel like they're getting saved too.
Mhm.
They
I
probably
like-
got the full like laser light show and fog machines.
On the weekends, they rent it out for Laser Floyd.
and then all their sermons
Incredible.
are just about how you need to like give more money to the church, and then also how evil people with body mods are.
It's the prosperity
100%.
gospel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, and sorry, that actually does remind me. I forgot to mention this at the start. So, a common, for those who were not part of Session 0, a common piece of the propaganda against body mod people is a phenomenon called rage, where supposedly all anyone with body mods is just one bad day away from like just completely unhinged. And so that is a common proponent of this church, is how, you know, you let you ruin the divine's ability to protect your body by doing body mods, and that allows, you know, those negative forces to work their way on you. So yes, I think that is absolutely a piece of it.
Okay, but I really like the idea that, well, this is a mega church and is like super soulless inside. I think that the exterior actually looks very much like a classic cathedral, like stained glass, things like that.
Wine
Do I
buttresses,
just
the
want to
whole deal.
smash some windows? Maybe, but you know what? That's fine. And I think it's all, you know, showing the purity of the body and the divine
Yes.
influence of purity, showing all of that propaganda visually.
Oh, and probably some form of like whatever their version of Jesus is, but repudiating their idea of the devil. So probably some like, very poorly coded transhuman effigy.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna add my
It
pieces.
definitely has like bionic implants of some sort.
Yes. And I think the one final note is that the head priest here, who's been the head priest for just an absurd number of years, like suspiciously so, for how old they seem to be when they started, and yet they just keep on ticking, almost as if the parts of them that were failing were somehow being replaced, allowing them to just keep on going. But they are just unbelievably old, but still giving their sermons every day.
I just had
And-
a terrible and glorious idea.
Please.
Let's kidnap him. Except let's kidnap him fucking like Batman style, like pull the pin on the grenade and stick it in his mouth and be like, come with us, or I pull the pin because you're not getting that ball gag out.
So are we kidnapping the head priest?
Yes.
If
Yes.
possible.
So
I
two
mean,
goals.
I'm kidnapping the head priest.
Burn the cathedral, kidnap the head priest. Got it. So with that in mind, how are we going about this? What skills are we using?
Nocturne definitely wants to directly assist in kidnapping this priest because they were infected with this nanovirus when they were kidnapped and tortured. And we're gonna say that it was this organization that had a hand in it at least. So it's kind of personal.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to be using agility and my cloak tech to get to sneak in up there, and then I will, you know what? Because I want this to happen, I will throw 2 glitches at kidnapping this person.
Okay. What else are you using? Or how else are you? What else are you doing? Like,
Oh, well, otherwise I'm using the agility to be all sneaky.
so using the agility and the glitches are just helping you in that very specific.
Yeah, they're gonna help me with that,
specific-
and then also, you know what? Let's throw 1 glitch or agility, and then 1 glitch there, and then strength to like overpower this person, and then another glitch to boost that strength.
Okay.
He's a
So
frail old man. I'll beat him up.
That is.
For the record, I would not actually beat up a frail old man.
I mean, it depends on the old man, right?
I mean, yeah, you're right. It does.
I take a swing at a pretty significant number of congressmen.
I'm not going to name any names, but there's a certain owl-looking motherfucker.
The FBI has joined the chat.
If they weren't here already, are they really doing their job?
We've all been added to numerous lists.
I am never
Whatever.
allowed to go back to Washington, D.C.
That's a more significant restriction on some of us who live adjacent. That means I can't take certain highways. All right, strength. Agility sounds nicer. My notes for that are invisibly kidnap a priest. My notes for strength are manhandle an old man.
And force a grenade in his mouth. Don't forget that part.
That is important. If nothing else, than to keep track of your missing grenade for later.
Mhm.
All right, what is everyone else doing now that Freeboot has already thrown a... wait, free
4.
bot or free boot?
Free boot.
Okay, I thought so, and then I guess I typoed it on my notes. There we go.
It happens.
Yeah, has thrown 4 already. Now you do have to overcome a total of 8 for this one, but y'all are already half the way there. So what does everybody else bring into the table?
I'm smashing windows. I am smashing every single one of those windows, and I am causing as big a distraction as I can. Once
All right.
again, my goal is to get all eyes on me, so I am tagging strength and presence.
Fantastic. Smash those windows.
And I'm going to scream as many blasphemous things as I can.
I mean, don't you start your day with a satanic ritual? Like, isn't that in
Yes.
your character's description?
It is.
So I think you're
start-
well prepared.
Yeah, I start my day by strengthening my inner demon through a chaos magic ritual. It's fine. Am I letting that inner demon out right now? Maybe. Are my eyes glowing? Probably. Is it fine? Yes.
I think I hear
I
them
love it.
yelling skulls for the skull throne.
Maybe it's fine. Maybe I want some skulls. Maybe I need some bones.
Yes, absolutely. To quote chat, it's called self-care.
God. Self-care, y'all.
So I've had a lot of fun playing games on this channel, but like this absurdity is by far the most ridiculous.
Yep, that I appreciate that, and that was absolutely the goal. All right, so that puts us at 6 already. What is everybody else throwing in here?
What we need 8?
At least
Right.
8 to start adding on to. So 8 is what you have to catch up to, and then any extra will add into your total.
You know, I got a bunch of glitches. I'm gonna use it on presence. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my fake ID. I'm gonna go into this church and act like I am the new bishop, and I'm just gonna start once again firing everybody. And when I hear Vox breaking windows and possibly the older bishop being strangled, I'm just like, don't worry, everybody. It's under new management, and we're doing renovations. I hear a window break from Vox. Nice, thank you. Take that. Oh, and take that one out too. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm just going around firing everybody. I'm like, I'm new leader. Don't worry about the noise. It'll calm down soon.
Hostile
Yeah.
takeover. Love it.
We have to get ready for the event on
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
law passes.
How many glitches are you adding to that?
I'm voting 3.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone in chat and donators, because shit's gonna get wild now. So get ready.
You have enabled all of this.
Nocturne, are you doing anything with this? I know you're helping kidnap the old man. How are you assisting with that?
All right, I'm gonna use my toughness, and I'm also going to tag my presence. And I'll be utilizing my smart gun, and using it mostly to intimidate and threaten, because I want to take him alive.
Mhm.
And, the other stuff can come later. But if anybody tries to get in my way, boom, you know, they're gone. And then I have my pack of real tobacco smokes, and so I'm dragging this priest out by his collar of his robes. I'm gonna have a cigarette in my other hand, just casually chilling. So that'll be my presence, and the toughness, I guess, will be my smart gun. And
Everything
then
about that has big preacher energy, and I'm so fucking here
I
for
was
it.
just thinking that. Where's the gas can, guys? Because I feel like that lit cigarette needs to be dropped.
oh yeah, once we get clear with the
Did we leave it in
hostage-
your taxi, JD?
Yes, clearly.
Raven's got her, or Riven has her motorcycle. We can siphon some gas out of the tank if we have to.
Oh, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we've got 2 vehicles.
And I'll
Yep,
also use
spare
a
gas
glitch
can.
as well, just to give us an extra roll.
Cool.
I'll throw in a glitch too.
Right. I think y'all are gonna be pretty set. Hold on, let me do my math real quick here. But
I'm
Never
mainly
do
nervous
the
about
math.
this kidnap. We need the kidnap to go perfect, because then everything else is going to be great after that.
I know the last time I tried to murder somebody, they got away.
No.
I know, that was
You
heartbreaking.
only maimed them.
Hmm.
I know, and I wanted to kill them slowly, and I went too slow, I guess.
You went fancy for it, says the woman who's trying to kidnap somebody by shoving a grenade in their mouth. But if it works
is
for the
12.
Joker,
that's our. I mean, fine. I was gonna say that's our aspirational model here, but in a broken system, I guess. We live in a cyber society.
well, actually, on Earth 2, the Joker was a good guy.
There we go. In Earth 138, Flag Smasher's a good guy too. So there you go, and that is also thematically relevant to this for those of you who are a fan of Captain America villains. But anyway, that's 12. Puts us over by 4. So why don't you each go ahead and roll a d6 and let's see what we end up with.
I'll be honest, I really liked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I thought the Flag Smashers were very well executed.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 3.
I got a 6.
So did I.
Got a 5.
Show off.
All right, so we have. Sorry,
Don't worry. This kidnapping is happening.
who got the 6?
I did.
I also
Oh,
did.
both of us.
Mhm.
Look, those
And-
motherfuckers need to be fired, and that guy needs to be kidnapped.
Yeah.
And then what were the other rolls?
I got a 5.
5.
I got a 3.
Cool.
Yo, you royally messed up their windows.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right. Well, given that our 2 6s are kidnapping a priest and firing everyone, so there's no staff in the church. The priest is gone. The windows are still pretty effectively broken. I mean, I think you're all kind of working towards the same goal. So we're gonna say that maybe you had to use a little bit more. The gas can lit by the casually thrown cigarette did not go off as coolly expected, and y'all just had to go in with a little bit more blatant destruction.
Yeah, it just kind of like fizzled out, and
I'll sacrifice a grenade for that.
Perfect.
Jeez.
I thought that was going to be a lot cooler than it was.
Don't worry, I got this. Chink.
I dive on the ground.
No, we walk away coolly.
Right.
And we don't look back. We just keep walking forward.
Never look back.
Yeah.
Like a
That does pump
shark.
y'all's pressure up to a 13, and tension up to a 10. With that, Nocturne, you roll the lowest. Do you want to roll a d6 and see if you get a 5 or a 6, if y'all have enough time for another raid in the day?
Yeah, I'm not feeling optimistic about this roll.
That's right. We get to go home and rest now.
Yes.
By rest, you mean torture this priest? Then yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that actually conveniently ties into you have a convenient source of information. So I think some things you find out from this priest, and you all can tell me if you have any other questions to ask. But some things I do just want to make clear out the gate. You find out. I think Nocturne, you had suspected that this group was responsible for the kidnapping, but this confirms it. You also were able to confirm that the mouth of the sacred body, a figure you all had been aware of. There had been some rumors, but you get confirmation that they did, in their time spent as a finger for the hand, did run a Black Ops site noted for its abductions and experimentation on citizens of the city, including yourself. So you know who was responsible for that, running that site, and it is the mouth of the sacred body, who, conveniently tying into the next piece, will be giving a speech tomorrow, because in response to y'all's escalated and successful attacks, the sacred body is pushing the politic to rush this legislation 3 days early. And so they are having an emergency meeting at the State House to try and pass this through tomorrow. And the mouth will be there giving a speech, basically advocating for it, which tells you all that, conveniently tying into our time left in session, that you're probably going to need to operate direct raid on that building versus these more scattered raids. And with that as a note, or what other questions do y'all have for this priest? Are there any other things you'd like to know or confirm?
I
How
take out
loud
my
can he
revolver.
scream?
Oh no, we have grenades. That's even more fun.
Guys, don't kill him yet.
No. For when
we can get
do
more
kill
information
him.
first.
I want to ask what's the security like at this place? What are we looking at forces wise? I poke him in the face.
So he tells you that normally there is a security office on site, and normally there'd be some members of the hand there just for general. But given everything y'all have been up to and the fact that this is an emergency rushed meeting, there's probably going to be some pretty heavy forces on site.
Yeah, just fucking grip
just
it and rip it, baby.
because of everything. Oh, thank you all
Slump
so
that
much.
down,
Another,
dude.
wow.
Yeah, dude. Crack
Another
one
big
for the
donation.
big
Thank y'all
boy.
so much. That's
Damn.
incredible. Well, I think you're going to have to adjust the goal again, because I think we just hit it for the second time tonight. That is incredible. This is so fantastic. Thank you all so much.
We appreciate it because it means more destruction.
Yes. And it's going
But
to a
also
phenomenal
it's actually
cause,
going to
so
like
thank
a
you.
real good cause,
Which,
IRL.
yeah, it's so needed.
I mean,
Thank
the
you all
cause
so
is-
much.
The cause is, it's pretty.
But also
great.
we get to fuck up more shit in this game. And it's very cathartic.
So yeah.
By the way, I just want to say that as everyone is like questioning and interrogating this priest, I am continuing to make somewhat shallow cuts across his body and then adding salt and rubbing it into those wounds.
I respect that so much.
I appreciate that. I also appreciate it because it's so unnecessary, because your weapon already does that. You have literally the blade that just causes gradual pain, and you're like, you know what this needs? More.
Yeah, because
And
this is
while
fun for me.
And while you all are all doing this, I'm gonna go be a loving pet owner and play with my robot dog, whose name is Guppy.
We'll also experiment with some other pain types. You know, we've still got blunt force to go through, burns. You know, and hey, what did we talk about with self-care earlier? Right, this is self-care.
This is self-care. This is self-care. Maybe break some fingers. It's fine. I would also like to just spend some time with this horrible person, just talking to him about everything he's going to experience after he dies and giving him an idea of what it will be like when he is thrown into the lake of fire for all of the sins that he has committed. And how I know exactly what this will be like as the flesh is ripped from his body. And if he thinks what Nocturne is doing is bad, that is nothing compared to what he is about to experience soon.
I feel like as you're doing this, you have the double layer effect where the demon's voice is definitely just like talking right through. Just
100%.
double down on the fact. Perfect.
And as Vox is saying this about, brimstone and fire, I'm calling out to the other party members, hey, can we get some like molten fire, some lava, maybe some acid in here? I think that could help kick things up a notch.
I poke my head through the doorway and I'm like, I have thermite.
Cerberus has a laser turret.
Ooh. Maybe we could turret off pieces at a time.
Oh, and if this person we're torturing, if they end up passing out from blood loss, I have a first aid kit. I'll make sure they're not going to die on our watch. Like,
I think it's more likely they're going to pass out from pain.
I'll just grab some smelling
blood
salts.
loss.
Like, no sleep for you. Time to wake up.
It's okay. Direct heart stimulation. We just cut open the chest. It's like CPR, but more direct.
Yeah.
There we go. In terms of interrogation, though, there is one other bit of information that Nocturne would like to know. What body mods does this ancient ass motherfucker have? This hypocritical son of a bitch.
Like all of them. Like, if we go down a list here of the things that you can get cybernetically replaced for when they go out, we're talking pretty much every key organ, nice shiny new knees, ankles, like every joint. Like, when you get to that heart, you don't even have to, you can open up to stimulate it, but actually, just a little bit of power and it's able to kick back on because that's set up to, reboot on him too. Just every piece. You actually, even notice, the teeth have, little implants to make them, nice. Just everything to preserve his obviously sacred body that he is perfectly fine getting these treatments to preserve.
Nocturne, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
See how many of these body mods we can... I mean, we're just trying to help him live the life
a holy
that
life.
he claims.
Yep.
And he can help us pay off our debts.
Yeah. And maybe he won't go to the Lake of Fire if we remove these mods.
Yeah,
we're
helping for your benefit, sir.
Yeah, being a gearhead myself, I got all kinds of different tools and stuff to slowly and with efficiency take out each and every body mod.
I kind of want to buy a brain box to put him in and then just leave him in the box just to fuck with him forever. I can't afford a brain box, so let's start selling his organs.
That is truly making your own hell on earth.
I have to say that I love the sheer look of who the fuck am I playing with that Liz just had a moment ago.
You're good. This is catharsis for me too. Everything about both designing the original Wolf system and pitching this game was me tiptoeing into where I would like the game to go, where people are comfortable with the game going, and then literally day one, raid 2, y'all were like, we're gonna go to their house and burn the fucker down and take out the guy. And I was like, okay, cool. We're on the same track. But with all that in mind, we do want to make sure we have time for our big grand raid. So I would like to give our collective cast a 10-minute break to recover, take a bathroom break, etc. And then we will come back on day 4 as we work to stop this emergency legislation. So we will be right back. Everyone, please stick around. Thank you so much for everything so far. We'll be back very shortly, and we'll see where this ends up. All right. Thank you all for joining us again. We are back, and it is day 4 of our Heroes campaign against the Sacred Body Movement. And as we discussed before the break, the Sacred Body and their allies in the political system are trying to push through their their bill early, and so we are going to head straight on. So you all know that you need to target this where they are all meeting the for lack of a better term, the political building that they are having this, kind of grand meeting in to try and pass this. How are you all approaching it? We are shifting into cyborg at this point, so I will be asking you to make more like traditional checks in the moment and stuff like that. But what is the plan? You know that there's going to be enhanced security. You know that all the members of the we'll just call it Congress. The Congress for this city have gathered together to try and pass this legislation. You also know that the mouth of the sacred body will be there making their case in this kind of emergency meeting. How are you all approaching this situation?
I was kind of thinking I could kind of modify my fake ID, make it seem like I'm press, and that Cerberus is just my like extra video camera. And while I'm kind of act like I'm press, I could try to like cut power cords or just try to disrupt everything electrical going on.
Okay. So you're trying to go in. Again, we're gonna do this more of like a more specific rate. So you're going in, and your first thought is to try and get in subtly, and then to try and take out the power.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you all going to try and do something similar to that, or are you all approaching this from different ways? How are you all going about it?
I was thinking kind of along those same lines. That if the other three of us maybe wanted to go in a more clandestine manner, like maybe in through the power access tunnels and go in through effectively like a secret backdoor, that somebody might just be able to hack through either with thermite or, like traditional hacker skills.
So,
I was
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for my cyber tech, I have additional joints, which allows me to be able to fit into small spaces because my character also has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So they got additional joints to help beef up that. And I was thinking of maybe going through like some sort of access, like vents or something, to try to reach the power supply and maybe disable some of their security that way.
Okay. And what about for Vox?
I think Vox is going to go along with Freeboot and just be focused on getting in quietly because everything after that is probably going to get very loud. So I think the goal is let's stealth our way in and then we can cause problems on purpose.
Perfect.
And I fully intend, once in the system, to get a full layout and basically be using the hind part of my brain and the cyber deck to work as our like communications hub to make sure that everybody has up-to-date information. And I'm not using that portion of my brain anyway, so.
And funny enough, I was looking at this. So you all perfectly kind of stopped at the exact right time for your pressure and tension perspective. So going into this, you have pressure is up to a 13, which puts you in the kind of third tier, which means anything that is aggressive, kind of forceful, anything like that, you're going to get a +3 to those rolls. Now, anything that is subtle, your tension's at a 10, which is the second tier, which does mean that there is a +2 added to the difficulty of the rolls, so they are one difficulty tier higher. At least in terms of cyborg difficulty tiers. But you were literally 1 point of tension away from it becoming 3 harder. So kind of stopped at the perfect time. But with that in mind, why don't we start with Rivens, since you're the only one kind of taking the front entrance? Let's start with you, and then we'll see how the others are doing on their kind of stealth approach from the other end.
Okay.
So when you first walk up, first of all, this building is, of course, up at the top of a very tall structure. There's this nice, beautiful landing with trees that don't really exist on the lower levels of the city anymore because they've just been overrun by like people taking up every space they possibly can with like, you know, them cramming in. So like you notice that, of course, as you're walking in on this nice large building with these big glass windows, trees and grass and yards outside, so that all of the politicians can walk out and enjoy nature still when they're not, you know, legislating. You notice that there seems to have been freshly installed turrets along the roof of the building. So you get the feeling that maybe your subtle approach to at least get in seems like probably a solid call. And you're going to use your fake ID and head for the front door to try and get in?
Yeah. Upon seeing the turrets up there, I'm kind of hit my little walkie-talkie. I'm like, so I see a lot of turrets on the roof. So everyone just kind of watch your backs and be careful out there.
Tag them.
Yeah. Nice.
But wait, no, why do I even type in this world? Like, Reboot in this instance is like full on like Minority Report, like virtual computing and like throwing information around. And
yeah,
so
I mean,
for
a good
Vox, it's just,
cybernetic eye will let you just probably see it that way.
yeah. Vox just looks over and just he's like Freeboot just, and it's just like, okay.
And Vox just assumes, all right, this is handled.
So you're heading up to the front and trying to get in the main door.
Yeah, trying to flash my ID. Yeah, I'm press. Okay, here's my camera.
Yeah, you walk up and the door is locked. You try to get in and it's locked, but the little camera pops up and with a little like voice box, and it does the kind of like, you know, virtual doorbell thing of like, yeah, how can I help you?
Press.
And you got it. And I'm going to say we're gonna have you roll presence. I wouldn't. This is a lie. Normally, this would be probably difficult before any modifications. I think it's going to stay difficult because your fake ID would drop it to normal, but this is a tension penalty, bumping it back up to difficult. So you're rolling to try. You're rolling, adding your presence, rolling a d20, adding your presence, and then trying to get over a 14.
May I attempt to help by inserting her press credentials into the approved press list via hacking?
You absolutely can. I'm if there's a penalty, there may be a like if you fail significantly enough, there might be an impact. But that's but
well,
if
I
you
would
succeed,
like
it'll
to
help.
use. I've got glitches for days, so
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have a pretty good chance, especially with those ability to reroll. So I'm going to say to hack in, that would be normal, but bumped up to difficult again because of the tension coming into play.
That's a 1d6 roll?
You're rolling a d20,
Okay.
adding your knowledge in this case, and trying to beat a 12 for a normal. Or sorry, for a yeah, I'm going to say that's a 12. So
All right.
d20 plus present or plus knowledge, try and beat a 12.
That's a +3.
And when I rolled my presence, I got a 17 on the die, so an 18.
I got a 17 total on my hack.
Okay, so yeah, between those two rolls, smooth sailing. Press credentials get added, you flash the badge, you're very convincing, and they let you right in without any sort of hassle. So doors unlock and slide or rotate in, allowing you to walk in. You do see the person whose face and voice you saw in the camera sitting at a desk directly across from you as you walk
People
into
nod and
room.
wave. I'll have to
Um,
wipe the sweat off because that was really close. Oh, geez.
God, this is what
Um,
I've been wanting to do is just like follow the group and like hack stuff to like make everybody's life easier and then throw
Uh,
grenades.
Yes, you have definitely taken on that particular role in the heist raid scenario. So yeah, we have the scene of Riven walking in. Doors swing open. You walk in. There's a little small patio area on your left. You see a door that's marked coat check on your right, where there's like clearly people have dropped off their bags and stuff. There's a front desk in front of you with the main kind of concierge person hosting everything. And as you kind of walk up and start walking in towards that front desk, we're going to cut to the others real quick. So you all are headed in. We're going to say that hack was done externally prior to this with this plan in mind. So now let's resolve you all getting in. So you're trying to go in through basically power line tunnels to try and get into the kind of tech area of this place, correct?
Yeah, like whatever their future boiler room is.
Yeah. So with that in mind, see, I think for that's a pretty simple thing. I'm gonna say it's probably just gonna be, how are y'all getting into the room itself when you find it? Like, how are you making your entry into that place?
Well, if there's a door, I would like to try and hack the lock. If there is no door, I will use thermite to burn a hole in the floor.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's probably something where it's like a hatch that is locked so that you can't just do exactly what y'all are trying to do.
Oh, well,
So
then I'll-
explosives
wait,
would probably be the
What type of lock?
like more manual, like classic, like heavy lock.
I've got a lock picking kit for mechanical locks.
Ooh.
Well,
well, I've
then,
got thermite in case that doesn't work.
yeah. I'm going to argue that lockpicking is going to either be, you could do agility or presence. I'm really fine with either. I think this would be a normal difficulty, but you have a specific kit, so we'll drop it down to easy. So you just have to beat a 10 with your D20 plus either of those stats.
That is a 15.
Okay.
It's save the thermite for later.
So yeah, with that, you're able to blow or pick the lock and get the thing open much more subtly than a subtle explosion.
Yeah, Justin
had
fucking
fun.
And you
Griffin,
come up-
Isn't an
baby.
explosion
Slop that
so much
down, dude.
as
Yeah,
a
dude, crack one for
Thank
the
you
baby.
so much for the very appropriately named donation, Trans Rights and Trans Strongs. We love to see it.
thermite's more of just like a plasma.
That is phenomenal. Yeah, that is a fair point. So it would have still been relatively subtle. But a lockpick is even more subtle, I stand by. So you're able to make your way into what is basically a server room. Like it is clearly the hub for all of the kind of like tech in this place. You come up into this room, you see like all this tech around on all sides, and you see a door, a closed door ahead of you. It seems to be one entrance in and out of this room. And again, whole bunch of power supplies, breakers, computer servers, all that sort of stuff around. What are you all doing?
I think Vox immediately pulls out the bat from somewhere under their cloak and just looks at Freeboot and is like, "You want me to
offload the data?"
Then smash?"
Yeah, then smash.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, whatever terminal they have, I just want to hack it and then set it up to dump all of the data to a secure server. So that way we have, all of Congress's data.
Fantastic. So you're going to have to download the data for use as needed?
Yes.
Yeah, make a knowledge check. That is, again, try to beat a normal of 12 because I think it would be easy for you, but the heightened security from the
I
tension.
slammed it. It's an 18.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you're downloading away all their data. What are the rest of you doing in this room or outside
and
of it?
I upload so everybody has an augmented reality vision of the buildings. They know where every room is, switches,
Oh,
ducts.
perfect. With that in
Freedom, you're the
mind,
best. I like this.
let me see if I have it. Well, you all get a map like this. I can't really share it with y'all in time for you to look at it, but if you have any questions about the layout, you now can freely ask at any point. One of those things being, that immediately outside the room you're in is the kind of IT office. So, like, there's probably someone at a desk on the other side of that door who regularly comes in and out of this room to do any sort of server maintenance that you can expect to run into when you go through this door.
Or I could try and trick them to come in here and you can attack them as they come in the door.
Nocturne, are you ready for some violence?
I already have my leaf-shaped knife in my hand. Oh, you know it.
Then I'm gonna set off a false alarm, thermal alarm, because that's the kind of thing in a server room that's gonna be a top priority fix. So make sure they're set up and then trip the alarm.
All right. So you all are waiting to ambush with you having that tripped. I'm going to say make for this all to go off. Why don't all three of you make agility checks, just trying to beat a standard like 12, and majority will dictate how well it goes off.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I got
16.
a 14.
What'd you get for Nocturne?
16.
Okay, yeah, so 14 and 16. So what happens is you set off the thermal alarm, and you're right, it is very important. So it starts going, wee, 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 incredibly fucking loud. The person rushes into the room. Sorry if that was also incredibly loud for y'all. I apologize. But the person rushes into the room, at which point you are both able to handedly take out them and the alarm so it stops going off. So one of you smashes them, the other one smashes the alarm. How do you do it, and who's taking which piece of it?
I'll smash the alarm so Nocturne can commit some violence on someone.
I am smashing my leaf-shaped knife into this guard's neck.
Cool. So yeah, the person they go down pretty effectively. I'm not even going to make you roll because you succeed on the agility, so that's a surprise attack. That's a pretty smooth takeout. And then yeah, smash the alarm before it gets too much attention. Wherever people are in the place, they probably just assume that whatever, Bill and IT is going to get it. Not going to worry about it too much.
And they'll turn off the alarm.
Well, at this point, I think it's quiet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'll turn off the software indicator for the alarm,
so that now they don't think that it's still going off, and that
you don't want them to find the body yet.
That implies that anyone else in this place is going to go bother to try and help out the IT guy.
Yeah, but if like there's going to be a cascading effect, and somebody's going to get mad.
Is there a closet anywhere nearby that I can hide this body?
I was just thinking that. Can
The
we hide
server
the body?
room we are presently in, or we could dump him in the tunnel that we used to climb up into here.
Are there
Yes.
any empty like servers that are not currently being utilized, like the big, boxy
racks?
where we could like take the back of it off and shove the body in there?
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Incredible.
I'm not a tech person. I'm really sorry if I just got
It's
anything.
okay. It's nice and
wrong.
cool in
I
here.
mean,
It'll
I'm
stop his body
describing
from
a-
smelling.
I'm describing a cyberpunk reality where you can have an entire computer screen and an eye, but there's still a server room. So I think you're good on the tech sloppiness.
Hey, servers are going to be useful for all sorts of things forever. Except that, now it's probably also like a supercomputer.
Yes, and yes, chat. Rip IT guy, but don't worry. Underneath his like work polo, you see a Sacred Body T-shirt that shows he's a diehard believer too.
Does
Just
he-
to avoid any moral complacency in this group.
Does
And
he
I killed
have
him very quickly. All right, he did not suffer, unlike that priest.
Hey Liz, does he
Uh-huh.
have like any ID cards or anything like that that we can grab off of him?
Yeah, he has. Again, somehow weirdly in the cyberpunk future, but whatever, these are like vaguely conservative, so they like throwback shit. He has the little like thing you clip on your belt that stretches out that like lets him key card into various rooms.
I love
Nice.
those things.
So yeah, you're able to lift that off his body, and let's cut back over to Riven. So you walk in, successfully convince them that you are press, and the person at the front desk has waved over to you. You do see a door to your right, and that seems to be the only door other than the door into the coat check room in this room, and the door leading out to the patio. But the like only door leading further into this place is to your right, if you're coming in. To the left of the way the person at the desk is facing you, but to your right.
Before I go further in, I just want to check in. Hey, I haven't heard any comms in a while. Is everyone doing okay?
Yeah, we're good. We're just radio silence over.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Knowing they're good, I continue through the door.
Did have this big Han Solo in the panicked Death Star vibes. All good. No, nothing to worry about. How's it going up there with you?
No, we're fine. We only have one body so far.
Yeah. We definitely didn't just shove an IT guy into a server cabinet. It's fine.
One? Oh, geez, y'all getting started quick.
I'm trying to
then-
show restraint.
Nocturne, when do you ever show restraint?
And then not on the radio. Don't
It-
tell her that we've only encountered one person.
I am not.
It's only
known.
one body, but it's also 100% dead rate.
Still, we could have just firebombed this place from the beginning. This is restraint.
When in doubt,
is
nuke
true.
it from orbit.
So are you heading in further in, Riven? You're given
Yeah.
a free pass to like the person at the desk isn't bothering to stop you. Clearly, your credentials are pretty good. I think maybe you even added in Freeboot added in like an agenda. So like they expect you to be here for a very specific interview now in the system. So they're treating it like you know your way. Head on back there. And fitting with that, are you heading into the next room?
Yes.
Okay, so upon entering this next area, you see a bigger space, and it's kind of like a set of walls leading around to an area that spreads out. And you've got a door to your left, seeming to lead further into kind of the back of this place. A door straight ahead that you see people in like what looks like basically kitchen gear coming in and out of, carrying like food trays and various things like that. You see a set of stairs leading up that say like second floor offices. And then to your right, you see two big open rooms that look to be kind of like a dining hall / socialization area. So this is clearly like where the people come when they want to eat, hang out, get to know each other if there are events. Like all that stuff seems to be happening in this big open space, which is why the kitchens have direct access to them. So you basically have stairs leading up to a set of offices, a kitchen straight ahead, a door to your left leading further into the building, and then this big open area.
Where do I think the main speaker is? Is he out
So
like in a patio or?
I think Freeboot has shared the map with you as well, I imagine, because it was downloaded to everyone.
Oh,
so
to
I think you
everybody.
know.
Hmm.
I think you know that to your left, further into the building, there is a large voting hall. And given that they are not, you don't see anyone out in the socialization area, you are assuming that they are in that hall right now.
Oh, geez. All right. I'm gonna let everyone else know. I'm like, hey, I'm heading to the main hall. Freeboot, just keep an eye out for me. If you see anything, kind of sketchy, I'm gonna head to the hall.
I'll have a subroutine running, so I always have a window of where Riven is from the best view of security camera.
Nice. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, you're able to head further in. So you're heading straight towards that main voting hall.
Yep.
Okay. And you do, as you're starting to get closer here, like speeches coming from back there. Now, you are going to have to pass through a security checkpoint to get in there. Are you just gonna are you going with the press, same press approach, or how are you present? And you know that that's coming. That's the next room you have to go through to get into the voting hall.
Hey gang, maybe Freeboot, do you think you can help me out with this security checklist? Because I definitely have my revolver on me, so they might say something.
Is the security checkpoint networked?
So it is like actual guards and like a detector and stuff like that. But yes, the computer sides, the tech sides of it would be linked into the network at least.
I do have my bio ID scanner, and I think at this point Nocturne would definitely have all of our information saved to it for future use. Is there a way that using my bio ID scanner, Freeboot could alter Riven's information to line up with like a known press person or somebody who wouldn't necessarily be getting a lot of scrutiny coming in through here?
So you can definitely alter some information to make them less suspicious of like you can probably avoid the manual search and like questioning. There's still probably going to be a scanner that does your generic metal like weapon detection, and also, frankly, given everything that's going on, probably a body mod scanner as well that you would probably have to go through before entering the voting hall. But those could be tech networked in.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if they're on the network, those are going to say whatever I want them to say.
So why don't Nocturne, you make a knowledge check for the identity piece, and Freeboot, you make a knowledge check to modify the. Are you trying to basically sabotage both the metal detector and the body mod detector?
Yeah, I want them to just basically just have them return a clean signal regardless of what they actually do.
Okay, sabotaging both I think is going to be 14. You have to beat Nocturne. You have to beat a 12 because you're just doing one thing.
I got a 17 for my knowledge.
And if I can assist from my side at all, like maybe distract them or unplug a certain like Ethernet cable, something like that.
I think you can certainly do either a presence or an agility to either, pass it off as someone they should not worry about aiding with this, or an agility to just kind of like downplay some of your more weaponized aspects so that they might not notice.
Yeah, I'll try the agility, just kind of try to keep everything very hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my first roll failed, but I spent a glitch to re-roll, and I got a 19.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody who donated for all these wonderful glitches.
Yes, thank you so much for everyone who's donated. For anyone, because we did gain some people for a little bit, anyone who has joined since we started, every donation towards this wonderful cause does also give our players a glitch, which helps them not die and fix their roles so that they can do what they came here to do.
It's almost like giving us instant advantage.
Yeah. It is like a more flexible inspiration or advantage for those familiar with those systems, because it also allows them to max out their damage when they do have to shoot or hit somebody, and also minimize damage when they do get inevitably shot or hit once stealth goes out the window.
I also have 7 grenades, so that is a lot of maximized damage.
With that in mind, you are able to make your way through the security checkpoint. How was your agility check?
Oh, I got a 5 first, used a glitch, re-rolled, got an 8 that second time. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna hold on to my glitches. Okay. 8's a little rough. We'll see.
8 is a little rough. I would say you normally need. Even with everyone.
Baby.
Wow! Thank you so much.
That down, dude.
Thank you for another donation. That is amazing. So that is another glitch added to the pile.
Hey, I'm gonna use a glitch. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yes.
And nat
We love to
20!
see-
Nat 20!
We
Yes.
love to see it.
Hell yeah.
Yo, we're
So
Thank you
not-
playing this game
to whoever
so hard.
donated, because that was clutch. Clutch.
Not only do you get through without any hassle to the security checkpoint, I'm going to say with that nat 20, you also pocket a walkie equivalent that will allow you to tap into any of the hand forces that are on site's communications.
Does it say like a certain frequency? I want to try to relay this information back to Freeboot to see if she can like do anything with it. I'm like, hey, I just picked up this walkie-talkie. I'm on frequency 5628.3. See if you can do something with that.
So it is a what's the term for it? Closed circuit, for lack of a better term. So she's probably not going to be able to do anything with this externally. It's probably intentionally on their end to prevent potential stuff like that. But you are actually very close to each other, and if she was able to get her hands on it, that would change. So with that in mind, where you are currently located, where's my map? Oh, there we go. Where you are currently located, the room you're about to walk into, they are able to walk into. Basically, you all are one room away from the voting hall as well, because conveniently the IT room is very close to the voting hall, so that if they have any broadcast, microphone, etc. issues, they have the IT guy as close as possible. Because, old people are known for being so great at waiting for tech support and being very patient in any of their needs.
And they never
Hey-
turn it off and turn it back on again.
Hey, Freeboot. Freeboot, do you think when we step out of here, we can maybe set a trap in case anybody else tries to come in?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of explosives.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh. Shit. I have a lot of
You have
explosives.
so many explosives, I wouldn't want to accidentally bump into you. That is the level of explosives you are carrying at this point.
Well, I'm about to go off like John Wicks. So
Can I kind of very nonchalantly make my way through the room and just kind of give a look around, see if anybody's watching me, and then knock on the IT room and just be like, yeah, I want to take some pictures. Hey, everyone, let me in.
Yes, that is perfect. So yeah, you're able to get in and meet up with the others.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Oh, wow. Dead body. You were right. You weren't joking about the dead body. Wow.
There's only one. There's only one.
Reboot's just like immediately like gimme with grabby hands.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Here's the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna start like kind of break it open and just like start trying to figure out how to get into it and all that stuff.
Perfect. So yeah, you're able to hack into it. What do you want to do with it to impact like your situation? Like, what do you want to use their frequency to be able to do?
To send false alarms and to just also be able to listen in.
Okay. So are you sending some false alarms now, or just saving that as an option for later?
Well, before I make that decision, are we going loud?
I can take a peek out into the main hall just to see kind of what the situation is. And if there's a bunch of people there and like the speech has started, I'm down.
Yeah. You look out there and you do see, so there's a bunch of people gathered together in basically sitting around and standing up on a little like elevated stage. There is someone who you know to be the mouth of the sacred body. It is this kind of, relatively short, brown hair, kind of unassuming person, but just radiates like, you just radiate scummy vibes off of them, and I think some of you who have had some pretty rough histories in the past may even recognize this figure, though you're used to them wearing hand security gear during the time you encountered them, either working actively as part of the groups that may have taken some people away in your life, or as people working in the facilities that you were taken to. Because this figure did spend a good amount of time in some pretty sketchy Black Ops sites.
I need to hurt this man.
I respect that.
Preferably slowly and a lot.
Oh, I own their IT right now. And I presume that there are also screens in this hall where they can put up I don't know, fucking future PowerPoint presentations and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely projection screens.
I would love to put up some pictures of this person from the old security days, abusing and hurting people up on there, and just because they're in front of the screens, they don't know what's on them, and just see what chaos ensues.
Okay, is that how y'all want to start this off?
I'm not really
Is
asking.
there a
I
way
just
to
kind of
secure
did.
the building so that nobody can get out once we start? Because that's... I don't want anyone to be able to get away.
Okay, so then let me send a false alarm to security to, I don't know, fucking as far away while still in the building as possible from where we are. And then I would like to trip whatever crazy security measure they have that would separate this room off from everything else behind big scary doors.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So let's do a knowledge check for that as well. I'm going to say that you have the inroad to it, so I'm going to say that keeps it at a 12. Without that connection in, it would be a 14 or a 16, but because you have that direct line into their systems, you can do it with a 12.
Well, I also have something else that'll help with that. It's a nat 20.
That will definitely do it. So yeah, security forces go running off towards this false alarm. Metal doors go down, and upon the screens pops up some video of the mouth of the sacred body doing some pretty horrible stuff. And the reaction that you can all see across the faces, there's definitely some discomfort. But some people don't seem to be phased. Some seem to be kind of expressing performative discomfort. Some seem to be truly uncomfortable. But no one seems to be surprised. It's almost as if people seem to have let someone gain significant political power despite their past history operating in a torture site and not really deal with that and just pretend like it isn't a part of their backstory. This is not a pointed metaphor, again, at all. Anyway,
seems like they're just as guilty then.
That's what I was thinking. It seems like they all deserve to burn.
And with that in mind, what is happening next?
I just kind of look at the group and just go, honestly, I didn't expect to get out of this building. Pull 2 grenades off of a vest.
Shit.
I want to say we should at least secure the speaker. Or do we happen to know if there's a kind of set escape route just in case things go sideways? And if there is, we can be waiting at the end of the escape route to put them in a body bag, pretty much.
Or it would be terrible if somebody just rolled a 17 and a +3 for knowledge to seal whatever door they have to an escape route.
So yeah, there is a site y'all know of that is a back room kind of path through basically through the only other exit out of this hall other than the direction y'all have come in from. The two different there's basically a couple of entrances this way, into the room, and then there's a back hallway that you know from your mental map is where like the actual like bills and documentation is processed and signed. There's also like a wet bar because what are politicians to do but drink and enjoy themselves while they're passing horrific legislation to impact people. But in that back hallway is a tunnel that can be locked off, so you can successfully do that.
Okay.
But then it is time for the rest of you to decide what you're doing to go forward.
The only it would just be too bad if the only person whose ID would open that door would be Rivens.
That would be a shame.
That would just be an absolute shame. Riven, you have the only
Alright.
key to the escape room.
And Freeboot, while you're in the system, have you maybe take out those turrets that are on top of the building so that if we do manage
Just without even looking at you to respond, it's just like, Nocturne, I never leave the system.
All right. I have an idea. So let's say me and someone else will go wait at the back end of the escape route. We'll kind of flush a speaker that way. Freeboot and someone else will stay here just to make sure y'all can get a safe escape, and then we can meet out back.
So wait, in this plan, are you just wanting to get the mouth of the sacred body? Because I'm perfectly fine if every person in this building, aside from us, dies here today.
I am too. In fact, I would prefer that.
Oh,
Yeah, they're just all going to be replaced, but we may as well let the people who replace them know what happens when they fuck with the wrong people.
Exactly.
Although, if I were able to get my hands on the mouth of the sacred body specifically, that would be nice. But I will be content with just the murder. That's fine.
okay. I still kind of want to go to try to grab the speaker just so we know that we have the speaker like in our possession, and we will know when that motherfucker like actually dies.
I think that makes sense. I mean, in that case, it sounds like you and Nocturne can go stay near the escape route. That way the speaker goes to you. I'm happy to cause a distraction and create a reason to need to use the escape route.
I like that. I will have Cerberus stay with you two, Freeboot and Vox, just in case anything goes crazy. You got a little extra firepower by your side. Yeah. All right, Nocturne, you ready to do this?
Yes, I think so.
I like the
Right.
opposite like vibes. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Nocturne's just like, yes.
Why don't you two make a collaborative agility check for me to see how y'all do.
Ooh.
Jesus has never been with me like this.
So yeah, with that, I'm gonna say y'all managed to sneak right through, get all set up in that area you're looking for. There's even I'm gonna say one person who has abdicated their responsibility on the floor to sneak off to the side room to have a little drink at the bar that you kind of catch unawares in this room as you both sneak in to set up yourself. Are you dealing with them, or what is the situation there?
This person's just having like a casual drink, like nothing crazy.
Yeah, they got their robes on. They're clearly one of the legislators from inside, but they have ducked out during the speech to just kind of have a drink, and they're very shocked to see you all come in.
Yeah, I'm gonna very subtly like nod or like at Nocturne, just be like,
Mondays, am I right?
and I'll go up to the person, kind of go next to him, and like, hey, let me get you a drink or something. And meanwhile, I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Yeah, buddy.
go with my knife as quickly as I can for their carotid artery. Just quick motion in, twist, out,
Cool.
blood.
Make a strength or agility check for me. Either one is fine.
Okay. I'm gonna burn a glitch to
Well, what'd you roll? Hold on, what'd you roll?
but now one.
Okay, that is literally the only thing you'd have to burn a glitch to avoid. So yes, go ahead and burn that glitch. I was like, you're getting like an absurd amount of modifiers because this is violent action, which y'all have a +3 on, I believe. plus you had the drop from your nat 20 agility. So this was you could have passed with a 2, but the fumble unfortunately does mean burning the glitch.
One's
All
always
right,
missed.
second roll, I got a 7.
All right, yeah, that is enough because you're adding 3. You're adding, it was already a pretty easy thing from the stealth, so that is enough.
The
So yeah,
dice
you just
giveth, the dice taketh.
they are dispatched and dropped. Vox, how are you starting off the show with your compatriots in place?
Liz, would you mind describing what the room looks like and what the layout is? Because basically, what I want to find is somewhere I can get as many eyes on me as is possible, preferably a little bit above the crowd, if that is possible.
So that would be basically where the mouth of the secret body is speaking from. So it's kind of a cone-shaped room with these like beautiful glass windows that are unfortunately obscured because you all dropped metal walls down to prevent anyone from getting there. But there used to be these really nice glass display windows at the end of this cone, and then like there's a stage kind of at that far end, and then seating kind of trailing back into the like point of the cone. So where you're standing, you're on like the left side of the cone, so you can make a break for that stage if you want to get up. They all seem to be like a little quieted and tense because you all did just drop the gates. But like they're starting to at this point shift back into like, okay, well the security probably has it. You can keep talking, like starting to like settle a little bit. But that would be the place that to fit what you're kind of looking for.
No, I think with that setup, I'm gonna stick to the back of the room where I am, and I'm gonna be very grateful that I have a demon that can help amplify my voice and speak through me. And so Vox just stands at the back, again, at a place where as many people can get eyes on him as is possible once he gets their attention, and says, "You all are hypocrites and sinners. You see atrocities like that on the screen, and you don't even flinch because you caused them. You have all gone too long with your power unchecked, thinking that there would be no consequences. But you were wrong. And I am here to rain vengeance down upon you." And at that point, they light up the sigils on their cloak. I should mention you've never actually seen their face because they have face block on, but I think the face block shifts at that moment to a skull. And they just look across the room, light up their bat, and ask, "Are you all ready to burn?"
Because I love to destroy wonderful moments. Freeboot kicks her way out of the server room with grenades in hand, and I'm her good friend Chaos.
All right.
Shit, their friend. Fuck.
Why don't you roll initiative? So I'm gonna say Vox, you roll the d6 for initiative because you kind of started this whole thing off.
Okay.
And it's just a flat d6 roll. You don't add anything.
That's 6.
What did you get? 6. So that means you get to go first. So both of you get to act prior to them acting. So it's pseudo combat to an extent. What are you doing? You can go first, and then Freeboot from there.
Who else is up on the stage with the speaker?
Clearly, like some sort of like personal security assistant, somebody kind of bigger, bulkier, and standing next to them. That's really about it. Everyone else seems to be down on the ground listening to the speech.
I'm gonna run up and go for the bigger, bulkier one and swing with my now electrified bat.
All right, perfect. So with the electrified bat, what is the ruling on that again? Don't you have to roll and it does extra damage, but it might also hurt you?
It does. Yep.
Okay. But you just roll for the damage first, right? It's just an additional D4? Yeah.
Yep.
So let's roll, see if you hit first, and then we'll worry about that after.
Okay.
So that's going to be a strength check. That is to hit this target. You are trying to beat... You're trying to beat a 14, but in addition to your strength, you have a +3 because this is absolutely an aggressive action.
All right, that is a 15.
Okay, so you are able to beat that. So now roll your damage. They do have armor, which is going to reduce some of that. So roll your D6 and your D4 and tell me how much you got.
I believe in you.
That is an 8 in total.
An 8 in total. And how much that was the D4?
That was a 3.
Okay, so you do take 3. How much health do you have?
I have a lot of health.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
good.
you're because of Renegade Cyber Slasher. You're one of the ones who
I'm
actually
good.
gets health.
I have 10 points of health.
Okay, so yeah, you take 3. This figure, their armor does soak a little bit of the damage, so they take 6 damage. So your back cracks into them. There's definitely noises of pain and some crunching, but they are still standing and are going for a gun. Freeboot, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just gonna say kill, and Guppy, my dog, jumps off of my back ready to attack because it only listens to me. And then I pull the pin on my first grenade before throwing it, just not towards Vox, but into the crowd.
Okay. So your grenade,
It's D3 people and does D6 damage.
all right, so go ahead and roll the D6 damage.
That's a 6.
Okay, that is max damage. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna say with this size people, I'm actually gonna kind of modify that, like D3. You're chunking a grenade into a mass. Roll a D6 again, and that's going to be percentage of the group that is impacted by this grenade.
3.
Damn, that's 3 out of 6. That's so. You pick a particularly dense grouping, and this goes off, and a whole section of these politicians go down from your grenade, and it is now the turn of the bads, because I assume that the other 2 of you are waiting for people to potentially come out into his path as you had planned, correct?
Except, can my Cerberus do anything?
Oh,
since I'm
yes.
with him?
Yeah, it is out there as well. So yes, you can go ahead and take an action for Cerberus as well.
Whoever is the closest, I guess, like hostile target to Vox, Cerberus is going to launch its laser turret at.
So that is the goon that Vox is currently tangling with. So the security person. So go ahead and try and beat a 14, and I believe it's a knowledge check for Cerberus to target. Yes. But it is typically a knowledge DR10. So I'm gonna say that's actually a little bit lower than it would normally be. So it should be a 12, not a 14, because you come in slightly lower when you're using your robot.
All right. I got a 6 first. I used a glitch to get a 5.
What is your knowledge modifier?
0.
Okay, so that would be an 8. With the +3 from your pressure.
Wait,
So
I
Josh,
can use a glitch.
oh yeah, it can be anyone's.
Yeah. So hey,
Yeah.
Nava, why don't you go ahead and re-roll that?
Hey, all right. Thank you. I got
You're
like 5
welcome.
glitches, and I know shit's about to get more serious, so I'm like, well, thank you. 15. Hell
Okay,
yeah.
that definitely does
There
it.
we go.
So that's a successful attack, and it's a laser turret for D12. Oh, you can do auto with that. So we haven't covered how that works. But how auto fire works is that you are allowed to make a second attack when your first one's successful. Um,
Fuck yeah.
and it is the way, I believe it just gets harder by 2 until you miss. I'm double checking that real quick just to make sure I am correct. So that should be on my
JD, I have an auto pistol.
do.
And it
Do you want me
uses
to roll damage?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage, and then you'll get to roll again for your auto fire. And
Oh, son of a gun. I got max damage, but that means I have to reboot Cerberus.
Oh.
But
is
hey,
true.
I'll take the 12.
Yeah, but it just like melted somebody.
Yeah.
so that is 12 damage.
Yep.
Yeah, that will do it. I mean, unless he rolls absolutely godly on his armor, which I don't think is likely, but we will check just to be sure. No, so yeah, he almost gets there, but it's not quite enough. So yeah, laser just straight through the chest, and he goes down before he can grab his gun. But that is, unfortunately, because of the max damage, enough to shut down Cerberus until you can get over there to reboot him. Which does kind of preemptively answer my question about the auto fire, in that you're not going to have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'd offer to
All right.
reboot it, but it's yours.
I mean, we don't have to take the speaker. We can just go in there and fuck some shit up. We can just, and you can see the bloodlust in Nocturne's eyes. We can just go kill. We can just kill them all.
We speak for the people. She screams as she throws grenades into Congress.
All right.
Nocturne, it does sound like we're missing fun. Maybe we should go and join them.
Okay, so are y'all gonna join in on your turns instead of waiting?
Yeah, Nocturne's already sprinting towards the room where the chaos is unfolding, with the knife in one hand and gun in the other.
Got it. All right, so go ahead and take both your turns then before we go to them.
I mean, as soon as I get back in that room, I'm just like pulling the pin, chucking a grenade.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, roll d6 for damage, and then we will roll
that is
for impact.
1.
Okay, so 1 damage. Roll a d6 to see percentage of the room affected by it.
Oh, that's a 6.
Okay, so you throw that really well. It's not enough to take anyone out, but they are all slowed significantly as they catch. Pretty much everybody catches some amount of like shrapnel and harm from this explosive. And Nocturne, what are you doing?
So I think I'm going to first activate my app, my psychic scalpels, and target the mouth, the speaker. Yeah, just fuck him.
Yes. Good.
And if I can't take him to torture him, then I'll hit him with this at least. In psychic scalpels, it says a living target of your choice must test presence DR14 or loses D10 HP. Their eyes bleed and their ears ring.
So test presence DR14.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, he does pass. So, how this happens is you see you're saying like kind of scalpels go in like they usually do, and this does reveal something to you though, because when they go to hit, this figure stands there, and then there's kind of a glow around them, and these things seem to not impact them, as there's like a little pulse of a little shield, and sure enough, as their kind of shirt billows away, you see a little faint glow from what could only be some sort of modification built into
Nice
them.
body mod, you motherfucking piece of shit hypocrite!
And they just look at you and say, yes, well, I must preserve my sacred body as provided by the divine. Yours, on the other hand, is blasphemous. And they tap a different, kind of push a different portion on their body, and you see like kind of like a pulsing like light.
Shit.
And a massive explosion from one of the walls that had dropped down from the direction of the window blows in, as comes crunching into the room this large mech. I don't have a fluffy way to describe it. It is like a big, bulky mech that lowers down as this figure steps into it, and you are all facing down a big mech suit.
Oh my god, did he get a Gundam?
It's more Mech Warrior than Gundam. Like think that style of like big, bulky guns and missiles strapped on it, like more Steel Wolf than like, Shonen.
How does that compare to Evangelon? The things you
No.
have? Okay.
Evangelon is more Gundam. These are more just like, I don't know. I can only say Mech Warrior.
In
but...
point of order, it's pronounced Evangelion.
Oh, right.
My bad.
It would have been a better reference for the religious metaphors, to be frank, but and freaking virtual green screen is getting me again. But it is.
Okay.
It's
that's
got
like
a big chunky
Lancer.
torso, like explosive mounts on all sides, gun arms, like just stout, big, and chunky. And not like humanoid at all. It has like legs and arms to move, but it is not remotely like a humanoid shape or body sort.
Okay.
Oh,
And this thing is facing down you all, and I am going to go ahead and say that whole situation was his turn. So it's not going to get to unload on you all, but you are facing down a big ol' giant mech with the Sacred Bodies logo painted on the side of it. And it's your turn again.
Real quick radio stuff. It's like, get its attention. I'm going Titanfall. Anyone who's played Titanfall, I'm about to ride that bitch rodeo.
As you all like are preparing to act against this thing, I will say, Freeboot, you do hear / feel the like through the connection you have to security, like you hear in your basically head, for lack of a better term, that they are actively trying to lift up the gates. They have figured out as a distraction, and they are working to lift up the gates into the room you are all in. Essentially, what is happening is, unless you or someone else is acting to delay or sabotage this further, they will undo what you have done and be in here next round. So not this current, but the next turn they will be present if someone does not act to stop them. And it is y'all's turn to decide what you're doing.
I don't want to stop them, but it's the right thing to do. But I really want to jump on the back of the mech and try and blow it up.
I mean, anybody can roll knowledge. It's up to y'all. I just wanted to let you know that threat was coming.
I fear I have miscalculated.
I am gonna leave this up to chat. Chat, I'm talking to you. I need to know: do I just go like just really fucking crazy and try and take this mech down, or do I do the good party member thing and use my natural skills to keep security out of the fight? What do you say, chat? What say ye? Security.
We have a vote for security.
Uh,
I mean, I think it would be a bold assumption to say the mech's going to go away this round, that you can't do something later.
Oh my god. Okay, we have one for security, two for security, but $imp, can you keep security out of the fight with the mech bot? I really like
Not a
where
bad
your
idea.
mind is at.
Thank you, Raph.
So yeah, so I'm gonna bust my ass to like run up behind the mech and hopefully try and start like climbing up onto its back.
Okay. That is absolutely going to be an agility check to climb up to somewhere where you can get anywhere near the cockpit.
Oh wait, I'm also gonna activate my app of LOL, which makes me invisible to tech sensors.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to say that drops this down to a normal check versus a difficult check for you to
Okay.
scale this thing, so you're trying to beat a 12.
I hit a 12.
Damn.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I have a
So,
-1 and I rolled a 13. So
you are standing on top of this mech's kind of big chassis area.
yeah, and I'm just I'm gonna try and like hack the mech, like do a combat hack.
So you're trying to basically run a wire in and hack into this thing?
Yeah. If anybody's a fan of the original Ghost in the Shell movie, I'm going like whole Motoko here, and like, and I am ejecting this pilot and taking it for myself.
All right. So I am going to say that is going to be really hard. Like it has got a built-in system. That is probably like trying to beat a 16, and it will give you one turn of control. So it is a constant process where you're basically getting to take an action with this thing. You are not fully cool. I made the check. I'm now in control of the mech suit. It is like I can temporarily hijack it and make it do something I want it to do for every time I succeed on these type of checks. So go ahead, trying to beat a 16 with knowledge.
Can I use a glitch to lower that 16?
You can. A glitch will allow you to roll lower a test DR by 4, so you could drop it down to a 12 by spinning a glitch.
I'll do that.
I appreciate
I'm like,
you.
oh, hey, I think you can get it through there.
Well, that's a 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that succeeds. What are you doing with your temporary control of this mech?
I'm gonna gun down a bunch of Congress.
Fair enough. That is basically what you came here to do. So, with that, you get to do auto. So you have access to all of its weapons. So you have 3 choices. You can either use the Marauder guns, which are auto fire machine guns. You can use the rockets, which can hit multiple targets, or you can do can hit up to D4 is the equivalent targets, or the cluster grenades, which can hit up to D6 targets. Cluster grenades do the least damage, Marauder guns do the middle damage, and rockets do the most damage, but have less targets.
Dorian, I got to agree with you. Mech go burr.
Machine guns?
Yes.
All right. So how that's going to work is you are going to I'm not even going to have you, because you've already successfully hacked it, and you're using a max machine guns in an enclosed room against not trade security forces. So I don't think you have to roll to hit. So what I'm going to say is roll for your first one. Roll a d10, and then I will have you roll an escalating to hit just to make sure the machine guns keep hitting because you can do it up to 3 times if they keep hitting.
Well, that was a 2
Okay.
for that damage.
Now roll. You can roll knowledge because you're controlling this thing.
Yeah.
Roll knowledge. It's going to be versus now that you've already hacked in. It's going to start at a 10. So it'll go 10, 12, 14. So roll to beat a 10 first.
15.
Okay. Roll. Let's go ahead and roll them all so you know how many different damage rolls you're rolling. Roll to beat a 12 and then roll to beat a 14.
I didn't beat the 12. That's an 8.
Okay. So you get 2 machine guns worth, so you can go ahead and roll your second set of damage, which is another d10.
That's a 9.
Okay. This is a giant mech bullets. How I'm going to actually phrase this is that every bullet is 1. So you just took out 11 of these people.
Jeez.
Uh,
How am I the dangerous one?
I mean, you're a hacker in a cyberpunk game. That does usually have points in your favor, especially when you roll to start with grenades.
Yeah.
Yes, and Nocturne and I like to get up close and personal. That is how you are the most deadly one.
It's my worst trait is I always want to be like up close, personal, and make it hurt. And, I get bitten in the ass every time and I never learn.
I mean, to be fair, Doctrine and Vox did wipe out an entire
just fucking
hand
rip
security
it,
precinct.
baby.
That is
Slap
Thank you
completely
so much for the donation.
Yeah, dude, crack one for the
Mech time. I love it. That is another glitch for our wonderful cast.
I'm gonna need it with this 1 HP.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, there's been so many good lines and so many great contributions for chat, but I am lifting up the machine gun said trans rights as like top tier takeaways from the game. Thank you, Will.
New merch idea? What?
Oh, that is a pretty good trans flag colors mech. These machine guns say trans rights is a pretty great shirt. I'm just throwing it out there.
Somebody talk to me about this later because I will absolutely paint the shit out of that.
Yes, I will absolutely remember to follow up with that because yes.
I know nothing about painting mechs.
Who is why don't we go with Vox because you were kind of in that initial early order. Unless someone else has something or unless you're yielding someone else, I would say you can go next.
I think that makes sense because I'm going to be trying to give Nocturne their chance at the speaker again. And so what Vox does is he still has his baseball bat in hand and he points it directly at the speaker and says, "You keep talking about having a holy body and being sacred. Like I said before, there's nothing holy about you. And we're going to take what you have profaned away from you. And I look forward to seeing you in hell." And then he's going to swing the bat directly at the piece of cybertech he saw on the speaker earlier when Nocturne made their attack.
So he did load up into the mech suit.
Oh, no.
So not saying no, saying you need to get on top of the mech suit like you're a compatriot first before you can swing into the mech suit at someone.
Yes, please.
All right, so make an agility check to scale the mech suit as well. I believe I said that was a D12, I think.
That is a 16.
Okay, so yeah, that is perfectly fine. You're probably the most athletic of any of the people here, so I imagine you're able to pretty.
I'm not, but that's okay.
No, your character.
No, my character is not, but that's okay. My agility is +1.
Nah, it's better than mine.
I think you're overestimating the rest of the party's agility.
Yeah.
But yes, you're able to scale up. So yeah, go ahead and make a strength check to try and bash through the kind of protective interface to get in at this speaker and their body mod.
Nat fucking 20.
That'll do it.
Nice.
So yeah, you jump up on top and smash right through the glass that they are hiding behind and slam your baseball bat. Yes, perfect emote. Into this body mod. And which one were you aiming for? The one that was kind of the shield earlier?
The one that was the shield earlier. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that protection is gone. For the next time, Nocturne, you just have to roll to successfully activate your ability. He's not going to get to make a check to resist it.
Fucking awesome. Thank you, Vox.
And yeah, we have Riven and Nocturne left. What are y'all doing?
Nocturne, you want to go? Or
Fuck yes. Yes. So, seeing what Vox just did, I'm going to activate my app again. I can use my app more than once, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to activate Psychic Scalpels and say, well, Vox was right that your body isn't exactly holy right now, but let's see if we can fix that. And I'm gonna send my little psychic scalpels spinning through the air towards him, and that is a presence DR 14 or lose D10 HP.
So yeah, he doesn't have to make that check. I believe you do make a check to activate it, though.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not wrong on that. I could be.
There, Artemis, there was a really crazy look in your eyes a moment ago, and I'm like, note to self, don't piss them off.
I'm just role playing. I promise.
I don't believe this for a second.
I'm just
Yeah.
a really good actor, y'all. Totally normal.
Test presence DR 12 to use your power.
Okay.
So roll presence, try and beat a DR 12. You do get the additional +3 of this is pretty direct harm, so you do get your pressure modifier on it.
Okay, and then plus my normal like presence modifier.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so 7 plus 6, math is hard. 13. Let me spend
Yes.
a glitch. I want to see
You
if I
don't
can
have
roll
to.
better. I don't
13
have to?
is enough. Yeah, 13.
Okay.
You just had to beat a 12, so 13 is enough. So yeah, that succeeds. So what is the damage again on it?
D10 HP.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll your D10 and see how much you do.
Sorry, I gotta find the D10. Eight.
Yeah, so your psychic scalpels dig in. He starts to bleed out of his eyes and ears. He looks really affected by this, but he's still there. He's just starting to get more and more deranged. There's shouts of various things as he just starts to and the mech starts to swing pretty wildly. Freeboot, you're kind of having to fight to hang on as there's kind of a more manic energy in this guy's eyes. And Riven, what are you doing?
Seeing Nocturne just like fuck this dude up. And you say the mech's going crazy right now?
Yeah, it hasn't started firing yet, but you get the feeling it is going to start firing pretty. I mean, it's going to sort of suit y'all's purpose, but it looks like it's about to just start unloading with no regard for who it's hitting or anything.
And is the speaker still in there, or the mouth? I guess.
Yes. The mouth is still in there, and that seems to be why the mech's behaving this way. Is that the impact of that has caused him to kind of go off the edge. He is still conscious, but he is definitely not worried about keeping up any form of pretense that everybody can be punished for the sake of the divine. Is basically what he's shouting at this point.
Seeing things are just like extra crazy in this mech. Going nuts. I'm going to very calmly walk out in the open, kind of like where I have direct sight of the mouth, and say, as someone who messes with all kinds of technology and everything, so only you know everything can be dismantled. I'm gonna shoot him with my ancient revolver.
Yes, the moment you walked out like that, I was like, yes, the fucking revolver is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, make an agility check to hit him. I think it's going to be a difficult one. So it is going to be like I believe that's 14, but you do have the +3 on top of your agility for your pressure.
All right, that was 12. Gonna burn a glitch.
I
burn
can,
one
yeah,
of
I
mine.
can burn a
Yeah.
glitch for you,
Yeah.
Neva. I have
We
so
can
many.
drop the difficulties to 12
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
So you can spin. Whoever wants to spin a glitch. So somebody reduce their glitch by 1. That drops it down to 10. Your 12 hits. And roll your damage for your ancient revolver.
Oh, yeah, what is that? A D8. Where's my D8?
I didn't intend when I started the session for this to end up as aggressively Metal Gear Solid as it is, but everything about this cinematic is incredibly Metal Gear Solid. I like to think Kojima would enjoy this stream, come to think of it. That is a 5.
Yep.
So, and remind me, Nocturne, how much damage did you do on yours? Do you remember?
8.
8.
Hey, Liz. Hey, Liz. Could I burn a glitch to
maximize the damage?
To maximize the damage?
Yes. What would that make the damage from the revolver?
8.
So 8 and 8. That is enough. You were just there, but that is enough. There's like you all see like the revolver aims up. There's like a moment right before it fires where it's almost like you see an actual physical glitch in the world as like Riven's hand just shifts slightly to the left and then fires. The revolver part spins, smoke comes off as that single bullet flies out, and bam, direct in the head, slams back against the back.
I gotta blow the smoke off the barrel too.
Of course.
And as they fall forward, bleeding out onto the mech structure, it starts to like kind of hardwire, like starts to fry, and like it starts to like kind of like wiggle around a little bit before it finally shuts down. But as this happens, the doors lift up.
Oh, I'm jumping in the pilot seat.
Yeah, a barrage of security forces are flooding into the room. I am going to, before you get to do that though, because it is their turn and nothing was done to delay that, I'm going to need you to all make agility checks to avoid a barrage of bullets that are coming as these security forces pour into the room.
What's the difficulty on said check?
It is going to be a 12.
Oh, I'm good.
This you do not get your extra plus, so it's just your pure agility.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a
Roll this-
glitch.
Hey, I'll burn a glitch for you to make it -4 damage or the difficulty.
Let's see.
Oh.
If you get a 12,
Yes, you have to match or beat a 12.
Okay, I'm gonna burn another glitch.
Yo,
God, I'm starting to understand why you said this is a game where characters are supposed to basically be made and discarded.
Artemis, I will burn another glitch for you if you need it. I have enough to spare.
Okay, thank you. All right, here's hoping that I can get above an 8 this time.
Neva, I will burn one for you too.
I got like a 3, a 5, and then a 7.
I got you too.
I'm gonna burn one more glitch. Jesus Christ.
I just don't want to die. I have the first aid kit.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I got a 17 that time. I could not roll above a 10.
Does a 10? Does a 10 work?
A 10 is not enough on its own. Someone can burn a glitch to reduce that.
Do you need another glitch
for you? or you can take the hit and roll your armor to see if you reduce the damage enough.
I don't have any armor, and I have
Oh,
1
yeah.
HP.
Well, then no, you're probably gonna die unless you.
I will burn a glitch for you, Neva.
You sure?
Oh, I've already.
Yeah, I can burn 1 and lower the DR.
Okay, which will allow you to succeed. So yeah, the
Ooh.
holes, like we see that they go up. There's these forces come storming in. Bullets, like there's lots of muzzle flashes. Bullets start like raining into the room. You all go to dive out of the way, and for a brief second, it looks like particularly Riven and Nocturne not going to get out of the way. And then again, the same, like it almost looks like the world is like glitching up for a second, and then all of a sudden they're on the ground. And where you could have sworn you saw them a second ago, bullets go coursing through, but you all managed to avoid this wave of bullets crashing into the room. And now it is a fresh turn. Do y'all want to yield to Freeboot going first with the mech, or do you all want to try and do something before that?
Yeah, no, Freeboot can definitely do that.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to ask is, can I grab the body of the mouth and jump out of the mech with him?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you have the body and you have bailed out, jumping off the mech, and are able to get out of the way.
And he's fully dead, right?
Oh, he's dead.
All right.
I mean,
There is
if he
that hole
isn't,
from
I've
one
got a
into
mech
the other head.
If he isn't, this mech has stompy feet.
Definitely
Stomp,
gonna kick the corpse at some point, though, when I get a moment.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna turn the mech to the door, and because I am a fan of classic media, I'm just gonna be like, "Say hello to my little friend."
And do these machine guns also say trans rights?
Oh, got the machine guns, the missiles, the grenades.
Yeah, you know what? For cinematic purposes, we're gonna just go ahead and say roll for all of it.
Yeah.
So first, make 3, same as before. Make 3 knowledge checks for me, trying to beat a 10, a 12, and a 14 to see how many machine guns bullets go off.
Okay, 10. Yep. And I'm gonna spend a whatchamacallit on the 14 to drop it to a 10, and I get the 10.
Okay, so those all hit. Rockets and cluster grenades all hit. So just roll a d4 and a d6 for impact.
Where did I put that stupid d4? There it is. That is a 3.
Okay.
And then you said d6?
Yep.
That is a 3 as well.
All right. So what you're going to do is roll a d10 4 times, a d12 3 times, and a d8 3 times. Or for the d12 and d8, actually, those you can just roll once and we'll multiply it times 3. So just roll the d10 3 times, just to save us some time.
I thought you said 4 times.
Yeah, sorry, 4 times on the d10, 3 times on the other 2.
So the d10 was 27 total.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry, it was a d12 and a d8?
Yes.
Okay. D8 times 2 is 4. And D12 times 2 is 18. Because that is a 9.
Okay. It ends up being 3 on each of those because that's what you rolled. So so that's 6 and 2 times 3 and 9 times 3. So that ends up being
times
6.
3. So that would be 27. Yeah, so 6 and then 27.
So you do 60 damage, spread across all these various security forces, which I would say is enough to basically, as this thing just dumps out every last bit of bullets, missiles, and everything it has, to wipe out the first wave. Now you do see more seemingly starting to try and come in the sense of like, there's a lot coming, but you all are able to make a break for it if you'd like, or continue to stay here and just shred through them, whatever your choice is.
I'm out of missiles. Let's fucking beat it.
Okay, so y'all are heading for that escape route you set up earlier?
I
Hey,
do want to pick up
Nocturne.
Cerberus because I gotta reset it. I don't want
Yes.
to leave it.
Hey,
Guppy, come here.
Nocturne, do you want the body?
No, we'll leave him here. I do give it like a heavy oh wait.
Can we put a grenade in him?
We can put grenades under him so when they roll him, lay him on his stomach, and when they roll him over to check vitals. I'm gonna put we're gonna
And
do
put
that
one
with
in his mouth. He is the speaker after all.
Mm.
but either way, I've got 7 grenades. I don't want them anymore.
Let's
But
use them.
before you place the grenade, I want to just give a really hard kick into his stomach, just because. Okay, now you're good. Go ahead. And also, as we're making our way out, I want to use my smart gun to try and shoot as many congressmen as possible.
Yeah, the few that are remaining, why don't, for anyone who hasn't used their weaponry this turn, you can make one final check to see how much damage you do on your way out. I'm gonna not even make you roll to attack, just roll the damage for me and tell me how it goes.
Oh shit, what was the...
I think your smart gun can go auto.
Yes, it can.
Alright, so yes. So that means up to 4 potential hits, so roll a d6 and multiply it times 4.
Okay.
So I don't want to use a gun, Liz, but I want to bite someone with my cybernetic fangs, because that just seems like a thing to not miss out on. So I would just like to launch myself at one of these Congress people and start biting out throats where I can.
Yes.
At this point, I kind of imagine Vox going full, it kind of reminds me of the feral energy of, Zabuza when hands and legs are not working anymore, and he's just running through the crowd with the kunai in his mouth, cutting people down. That is the vibe I'm very much getting from Vox right now.
100%. Claws and fangs out.
Yes,
just tearing through.
An absolute
take a bite out
feral
of crime.
mess. Demon in full force.
And I did get a 5 times 4, 20. So
You take out 20. There you go.
I just rolled an 8.
And that is with your revolver?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you have a special revolver that somehow has 8 rounds in it instead of the usual 6, and you're able to just
Got that
go
extended
through.
clip cylinder, I guess. Yeah.
Or you're just really good at loading as you go, which is impressive. But y'all are able to clear out the last few as you make your break, place your grenades, and make your break for the special exit that you've set up that Riven's key card gets you out of as you all head out down the tunnel. Successful. I would like to...
Trans rights are right bites.
That was why I took the teeth. That was why I took them.
I love it.
I need so many shirts.
That already is a shirt. I cannot take credit for it.
Fair. As someone who wears fangs on a semi-regular basis, I think I need that shirt.
I think you do too, Liz.
Incredible. So I'm going to again kind of yield to you all. You managed to escape. What are the big events of the next preceding week, month, year? How do things go having succeeded in this situation? Everyone can add a little piece of what you think happens.
I want to make sure that there's no one else that's already set up to replace the mouth. They have a backup just ready. We want to make sure that there's no more backups. There's no more infrastructure left for them.
I'm going to say that your long extended conversation with the priest gave you a pretty extended list of names that y'all are able to make sure that the organization does not continue in its previous attempts. Anyone else?
Yeah, we definitely threaten any and all people who are still alive and connected to this organization that if we catch wind of any anti-mod legislation trying to be passed again, that we won't just stop with murdering them, but we'll take out everyone that they've ever cared about. We'll go to their families, their friends, even their fucking mailman or dog walkers, all of them.
I mean, I won't go after the mail carrier, but
Everyone else.
like yeah, everyone else is fair game. Mail carriers have a vital job that they perform, and it isn't their fault that the government sucks.
What is your addition?
Oh, my addition is that Freeboot has gone back underground, hiding like the A-Team, because despite the fact that they are a hacker, they definitely made too much real-world noise, and is just continuing to do the good fight, but from the much quieter apartment that she lives in.
Okay. And JD?
So, I mean, I think Vox kind of follows along with Nocturne and Riven in the sense of helping to threaten people, but the contribution I would like to add is that all of the work we've done not only works to stop this legislature being passed, but starts to make people realize how messed up this legislature was.
Yeah.
And so it's not just a campaign of fear. I see this as people actively start to take an interest in protecting the rights of people with body mods and start to work towards ensuring that the laws are going to line up with that. Because if that doesn't happen, what was our campaign of fear for?
Yep, 100%. And I think a big sign you start to see is anytime anyone starts to try and, pass or like make gestures in the direction of this kind of like sort of movement again. A common graffiti thing becomes a picture of the kind of sacred figure of the sacred body movement with their mouth scratched out. And that becomes kind of like a symbol on the streets of people saying like, this isn't happening again. This is done. As this becomes a lot more normalized in that, and you are all successful in that. And on that note, I think we are going to bring this incredible evening, thank you all so much, to a close as we race way more than we expected. And I cannot thank you all enough for joining us in this evening that was already cathartic, but also was very successful for a great cause. I am going to let my cast go around and kind of tell everyone about them one more time. And then I will close this out, though please stick around because we will raid another stream afterwards. But I am going to go in the same order. So, sorry, Artemis, it's coming to you again first.
I was prepared this time.
Okay.
I am Artemis. I don't do a whole lot of like AP stuff. I just really wanted to do this one because as a trans person in America right now, obviously it hits very close to home, and just I'm so glad to have been able to be a part of this. This was amazing, and I cannot thank all of y'all enough for having me, and also everyone for like watching and donating, especially to such a great cause. You can find me on Twitter at EchoXWhisper. Actually, most social medias. That's my handle. You can find me there. I also am one half of Roll for Music. We make battle maps with accompanying music and soundscapes. You can find us also on Twitter, Patreon, Insta, everything. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all.
You might have gotten cut off a little. I think most of it came through, but I do want to thank Max for donating and pushing us over to hit our goal for the third time of the night while you were talking. So that is phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, Neva, why don't you go ahead and take it away for you?
Hi, I'm Neva, black trans woman, use she, her pronouns. Artemis said a lot already, but kind of just reiterating that this was a wonderful experience and once again, very cathartic to kind of act out and release some emotions since a lot of things are like incredibly rough lately. So it's just, this was so much fun, and I would love to do it again. Yeah, y'all are the best. And thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone who donated. Y'all are the real MVPs.
Fantastic. Next up, JD. Why don't you go ahead?
Yep, I am JD. There's nothing I can add that Artemis and Neva have not already said. This was just an incredible, incredible night. Thank you, cast, for being amazing. Thank you, Liz, for running this game. Thank you, Will, for supporting it. And thank you all in chat for being so active and giving us so many incredible donations to this cause. Yeah, I am a regular with Live from the Apocalypse. I'm not going to plug everything. That just feels wrong after tonight. I'm just going to feel the things I need to feel, and thank you for this evening.
Perfect. And then, Sarah, tell us about yourself.
Well, hi, I'm Sarah. We met earlier tonight before I went complete crazy person. Don't worry, I'm only 50% of that in real life. But I just want to say, let's see, 5 days ago was my 1-year anniversary of starting HRT. And as like a quote new trans person, it means the world to me that you all came out and watched tonight, and that a lot of people actually give a shit about us and show up. Because yeah, it is super fucking scary out there right now for way too many people who just want to, like live and maybe have a burger every now and then. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram under I'm Sarah now, because I didn't always used to be. And maybe in the next like 6 months, I might start showing up on other video-based platforms in a slightly different form. Shh, don't tell anybody. So thank you.
Fantastic. And yeah, I am Liz. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for donating. Thank you for everything. This has been so much better than I hoped it would be, and it's been incredible and exactly what I needed, and I hope a lot of other people needed. Thank you to my lovely cast as well. Made this so easy to run through. To kind of actually echo a sentiment that was just issued, it is actually literally today, the 5th anniversary of me starting HRT. So thank you all. We are going to please stick around. We're going to raid Roll D5, who's raising money for a phenomenal cause. I'm going to take my little blue pills for the night as a great way to send this off. And thank you all so much. Have a great evening.